Okay, I had a great question on the forum this afternoon from Andrew, and this is on the RC Groups forum. And he's asked, why do I print the wing molds in a vertical position, and can't they be printed in horizontal in one piece? So no, we can't print them in one piece. My build plate isn't big enough, so we need to split them. But the main reason why we want to print them in a vertical position is because we get a lot more detail in the vertical position with the way that FFM printers work. So what I've done is I've set up a part basically in my slicer that I use, which is Simplify 3D. And what I'm going to do is I've set it up to print at a really high layer height, just so I can highlight hopefully why we print in this orientation. Basically you can see this is the part that comes in from the STL. So this is a representation of the STL from the CAD package. And you can see how nice and smooth these surfaces are printed, sort of modelled, etc. And what I'll do is I'm going to prepare this to print, and this is basically the way the slicer works. Okay, I'm just going to pause and get this ready. Okay, so I've looked at the simulation of the toolpaths that Simplify 3D will send to the printer. And like I say, I've actually set these layer heights to be 1mm, which is way too high. And I couldn't actually print them at 1mm layer heights on my printer if I wanted to. So I'm just over exaggerating the point really. So what you can see here is the printer will start at the bottom, okay, and it's going to print its way up. It's going to work its way up. So if we play that, that'll be fast enough. Okay, great. Okay, so what it'll do is it'll come around, it's infill. Okay, so it's gone around twice, so it's printing in these sort of profiles. Now as we go up, you can see how nicely it actually follows the wing profile here, and they're going up every 1mm layers basically. So we look at this angle. Let's see if I can do a cross section through there. Just hold on. Okay, great. So basically, I'm just doing a cross section through the x-axis here, and if we look in here, you can see the offset from one layer to the next layer is very, very close. Yeah, so it's going to be marginal. The stepping of the layers is going to be really, really minimal as it prints and as it goes up. So when we come to sand this out now, there's very little very little material we actually need to remove. It's actually, I'm probably not explaining it all that well, but hopefully when I show you the next example, it'll make a bit more sense. So so that will go through, and that's going to print up the part and create these, create a nice profile. Like I say, this is exaggerating the point. Okay, so over here we can see some stepping. Okay, so it's this sort of stepping that I'm referring to, and in this orientation it's marginal. Yeah, and obviously the smaller the layer heights, the less you're going to notice those steppings. At 0.1mm, you'll hardly notice the stepping on that edge, and you won't notice the stepping on this edge. But like I say, this is at 1mm layer heights. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the model with it orientated flat on the build plate. Okay, so now I've reorientated the part in the build plate. Okay, and this is actually when I originally started 3D printing. This is how I looked at printing my parts. I soon realised that the actual resolution and the detail is lost when you orientate your part like this, and the reason will become clear in a second. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to prepare to print it, so I'll just pause a sec and run the simulation. Okay, great. So here we are. So I've started the simulation. Let's press play, and I'll pause it as soon as we get to something a little bit more interesting. So off the printer goes, it's printing the bottom layers. Okay, so start the infill. We're going up, up, up until we get to the surface layer of the wing mold. Okay, so this is going to be the lowest point on the cavity part of the mold. Okay, when we print the next one, you'll see. There we go. Okay, so it's printing. Okay, so now it's again. So it's done a big step, as you see, because imagine all these faces, yeah, are flat, horizontal, and parallel to the build table. Okay, so that's one big flat surface. So that's a flat surface there now. So we've lost our airfoil in that section, and it's just a flat surface with a step. Now as it goes along, hopefully I'll go along a little bit more. Okay, and then we've got another flat surface here now. So we've got, like, at the moment we've got one step. So stepping from there onto this step, and then I'll do another. Let's have a look. Okay, there. So it's like tiered it, if you can see what I mean. Oh, there we are. That probably shows it really good over here. Okay. So all these are flat areas. So that's flat. Then steps up. There's a flat. Steps up. So we've actually lost our really nice airfoil shape, and you could sand it out. So you'd have to fill basically this triangle here and this triangle here to get your airfoil back. So let's go and cut into it a bit. Hang on. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that looks like something out of Minecraft. If you've ever seen the game Minecraft, the kids play it, and that's what we've ended up with. And like I said, this is exaggerated because I've done this at 1 millimeter layer heights, but even at 0.1 millimeter layer heights, you're still going to have big areas of flats. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just put it at 0.1 millimeter layer heights, and then we can show just show you that we're still going to have these big areas of flat material, flat surfaces that obviously we don't want in our wing section. We need a nice airfoil. So let me just change it up a bit. Okay, so here we are back again, and as you can see, it looks like wood grain basically, and that's literally the effect you get because this area, all this part here is going to be a flat surface that's parallel to the build plate, because remember the printer is printing just horizontally like this. So these are all flats, and then these are steps up to the next layer, next layer, next layer. Now as you come to the edge here, you could probably get away with it. See, these are you know, this is negligible. You know, you can get away with that. But where you got like a really shallow concave or convex surface, like the top of a wing, you're going to end up with these big flat surfaces, which you really, really don't want. Let's do a cross section through that. Ignore that because that's for the server hatch, the server axis. So as you can see here, we've got flat surface, then a step, flat surface, then a step, flat surface, then a step. So lots of flat surfaces. Okay, so hopefully that explains a little bit better. I mean, there's no way I could have actually written an answer to this without you know, spending ages. So hopefully that's answered your question. Like I say, any further questions, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, cheers.